Namaste everyone. Welcome to the third lecture of acid, bases and salts. This is Rajesh Verma, and in this lecture we will see the definition of acids and bases in terms of H plus and OH minus ions, pH scale, universal indicator and importance of pH in everyday life. Let us start with the definition of acids and bases in terms of H plus and OH minus ions. Now let us think about some of the acids like HCl, HNO3, H2SO4. In all these, what you are finding common? Yes, they all are having hydrogen, right? So when we put these acids in water, then these acids they split in ions and they produce H plus ions. So we say that acids produce H plus ions in the presence of water. Now these H plus ions they cannot exist alone, they exist as H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. This H3O plus is called hydronium ion. What it means that after splitting these H plus ions they combine with water molecule and form H3O plus. So H plus it combines with H2O and it gives H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. So when we add HCl in H2O, then what happens? It splits and forms H3O plus and Cl minus. Now as acids when dissolve in water they give H plus ions, similarly when we dissolve bases in water we get OH minus ions. So when NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, when it is dissolved in water we get Na plus and OH minus ions. So what we can say that all bases have OH minus ions. So in terms of H plus and OH minus ion, we say that all acids contain H plus ions and all bases contain OH minus ions. Take second example, MgOH twice. When we dissolve this in water, we get Mg2 plus and 2OH minus. Now valency, this 2 plus minus, it all come from the valency. Magnesium has valency 2, so after splitting it is giving me Mg2 plus ion, and OH hydroxyl ion has valency 1, so it is giving me OH minus ion. Now when we put bases in water and they are soluble in water, in that case we call those bases as alkali. So alkali are the special type of bases which are dissolved in water. Now let us understand what is pH scale. pH scale, it is a scale for measuring H plus ion concentration in a solution. Here P stands for potenge, a German word which means power. So this pH scale gives us the value of H plus ion concentration. Now this pH scale have value from 0 to 14. At pH 7 the solution is neutral. When the value of pH is between 0 and 7, the solution is acidic. As we move towards the left, that is from 7 to 0, as we move towards left, the solution starts becoming acidic. So here in the diagram you can see that pH between 0 to around 3.5 gives us acid which we consider strong acid, and between 3.5 to 7 it gives us weak acid. Here in the diagram itself you can see that acidic nature is increasing when we move towards left from 7, and as we are moving towards left, what happens? There is increase in H plus ion concentration and decrease in OH minus ion concentration. At 7, the amount of H plus ion concentration and OH minus ion concentration is equal, right? And when we move towards right from 7, then the basic character starts increasing. So basic nature increases as we move from 7 to 14. Between 7 to around 10.5, it is a weak base, and from 10.5 to 14, it is a strong base. So as we move from 7 towards 14, the OH minus ion concentration increases and there is decrease in H plus ion concentration. So what we can say that when the pH value is 0, then at that time we have 0 OH minus concentration and maximum H plus concentration, and similarly when the value is 14, then we have lowest H plus concentration, or you can say that 0 H plus concentration and maximum OH minus concentration. So this pH scale, with the help of pH scale or the value of pH, based on the value of pH, we can identify whether the acid is a strong acid or it is a strong base, or weak acid or weak base. So suppose for a substance the pH value is 2. So what we say about that? We say that as the pH is 2, it is a strong acid. As the pH is say 8, we say that it is weak base. As the pH is 7, we say that the substance is neutral. So like that, based on the readings, based on the value of pH, we can identify whether the given substance is a strong acid or weak acid, or neutral or weak base, or a strong base. When the pH is 7, so we have already seen that it is a neutral solution. When it is less than 7, acidic solution, and when it is more than 7, it is a basic solution. Here we have the pH of some common substances. 1 molar HCl have pH value 0, it indicates a very strong acid. Now this molar concentration, this we will study when we are in college. The molarity, it indicates about the concentration. So HCl, concentrated HCl, 1 molar means it is highly concentrated HCl. Its pH value is 0, indicating that it is a very strong acid. Gastric juice has pH about 1.6. Lemon juice, it has got pH about 2.2. Vinegar has pH value 2.8. Now these values are approximate values. In different books you will find different values, little bit here and there. Carbonated beverages like Thumbs Up, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, they have got pH of 3. That means those beverages are too much acidic, so we should avoid drinking those, right, beverages, because along with acids they also contain other pesticides. Orange, it has got pH of 3.5. Apple juice about 3.8, tomato 4.2, coffee 5, potato it is 5.8, that is potato is also acidic. Now bread has 5.5 pH, urine has pH 6, milk has pH 6.4. So all these substances are acidic in nature. Our water, pure water, is having pH value of 7. The drinking water, which also include some minerals in it, has a pH value of 7.2. The pH value of our blood is around 7.4. Now the detergents, they have pH between 8 to 9. The bile juice has pH 8. Seawater has pH 8.5. Milk of magnesia, which we generally used as antacid, means to neutralize acidity, we use milk of magnesia which has pH 10.5. Ammonia has pH 11. Bleach has pH 12, and 1 molar NaOH has pH 14. So this is concentrated sodium hydroxide with pH 14. Sodium hydroxide is a very strong base, and here HCl is a very strong acid. Now let us come to universal indicator. The common indicators can tell us whether the given substance is an acid or base. Common indicator like litmus paper. They cannot tell us whether the given substance is a strong acid, a weak acid, or a strong base or a weak base. For example, litmus can tell us that the sulfuric acid and vinegar are both acidic, but it cannot tell us that the sulfuric acid is a stronger acid than the vinegar solution. We can, however, measure the strength of an acid solution or a base solution by using a special type of indicator called the universal indicator. So thus a universal indicator is a mixture of several indicators. It shows different colors at different concentrations of H plus ion in the solution. So by different colors we have idea about its strength, that whether it is a strong acid or weak acid, or a strong base or a weak base. Since the pH of the solution depends upon hydrogen ion concentration, so we can also say that universal indicator shows different color at different concentrations of hydrogen ion in the solution. When an acid or base solution is added to the universal indicator, the indicator produces a new color. The color produced by the universal indicator is used to find the pH value of the acid or base solution by matching the color with the color of pH color chart. And knowing the pH value, we can make whether the given solution is a strong acid, weak acid, a strong base, or a weak base. The color produced by universal indicator at various pH values are given in the below chart. Strength of acids or bases can be estimated using universal indicator. The color produced by universal indicator paper at various pH values are shown in the given chart. From the chart we can see that when it is more acidic, its color is red, and when it is strong base, its color is blue. Let us see how we test the strength of acid or base. So a drop of solution to be tested is put on the strip of universal indicator paper. So these universal indicators we have in the form of paper, and what we do, we put the drop of solution. The indicator paper will undergo a change in color. The color produced by the indicator paper is then matched with the color on the standard pH color chart. See, this is a standard pH color chart. We match the color with this chart. We can read the pH value corresponding to the given color, and knowing the pH value we can tell whether the given solution is a strong acid, a weak acid, a strong base, or a weak base. For example, if on putting the drop of a solution on the universal indicator paper, the paper turned dark red. Suppose it turned dark red like this, okay? It turned dark red, then its pH will be around 0, and hence it will be a strong acid. On the other hand, if we obtain a orange color, see here, then the pH will be around 3 or 4, and it will be a weak acid. There are also different color produced with different basic solutions, right? The weakly basic solution produced blue color, whereas the highly basic solution get violet color with the universal indicator. The water will produce a green color, which indicates that the water is neutral. So from this chart we can understand, right, the acidic or basic strength using the universal indicator. Now let us move to the next topic, which is importance of pH in everyday life. First, plant and animals are pH sensitive. Our body works well within a narrow pH range of 7 to 7.8. If due to some reason this pH range get disturbed in the body of a person, then many problems can occur. Similarly, when the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is called acidic rain and it is harmful for aquatic animals also. If the pH is less than 5.6, that is when the water is acidic, when the rain is acidic, and there is too much acidic rain in the lake or river, the high acidity of lake water or the river water can even kill fish. Calcium carbonate is often added to the acidic lake water to neutralize the acids that come from the acid rain. So this is what pH for plant and animals. Now pH of soil. Plant require a specific pH range for their healthy growth. If the soil is too acidic, then it is treated with materials like quicklime or slack lime so as to neutralize its acidity. If the soil is too acidic, then or too basic, then plant grow badly or they do not grow at all. So therefore we have to neutralize the acidic soil with the use of calcium oxide or calcium carbonate or calcium hydroxide, which are all bases in nature. Similarly, when the soil is too basic, then also it is not good for the growth of plant. Now if the soil is too alkaline, then its alkalinity can be reduced by adding decaying organic matter, that is manure or compost, which contains acidic material. pH in our digestive system. Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. This acid helps in the digestion. During indigestion, the stomach produces more acids and causes pain and irritation. In that case, to get rid of this pain, people uses antacids, that is mild bases like milk of magnesia, to neutralize the excess acids. pH change as a cause of tooth decay. Tooth decay starts when the pH of mouth is lower than 5.5. When we eat food containing sugars, then the bacteria present in our mouth break down the sugar to form acid. Thus, acid is formed in the mouth after a sugary food has been eaten. This acid lowers the pH in the mouth. Tooth enamel, which is made up of calcium phosphate, it corrodes when the pH is lower than 5.5 due to acids produced by degradation of food particles by bacteria. Using the toothpaste, which is generally basic in nature, tooth decay can be prevented. Now we can also prevent tooth decay by consuming less sugary substances and by cleaning our mouth every time we eat something. The self defense by animals and the plants through the chemical warfare. Bee sting leaves an acid which causes pain and irritation. Use of a mild base like baking soda on stung area gives the relief. Now this is how animals protect themselves from their animals. Like bee, it stings us, okay, when we try to danger that bee, and it releases some kind of acids because of which we feel pain or irritation. Now as it is acid, we can use baking soda to get some relief. Similarly, nettle leaves, right? If we go in jungle and there is a plant, nettle plant, then nettle leaves, they have stinging hairs. Okay, if we touch those leaves, then they inject methanoic acid, okay, which causes burning pain. Now near to those nettle plants, there are dog plants also, which have a basic character. So if we rub the area with the dog plant leaf, we get relief. So these are the importance of pH in our everyday life. Let us just revise what different areas we have touched in our everyday life. First we have seen about plants and animals. We have seen that our body, like animals, they have a different pH ranges, like our body work in pH range of 7 to 7.8. If the pH lowers, then we get different ailments, different diseases. Similarly, if aquatic life, it also endangers when the pH level decreases. In case of soil, we have seen that if the pH is too low or too high, then it is difficult to grow plants or to grow crops on those land, and therefore it is also very important for soil. We have seen pH in our digestive system. We have seen how our stomach is producing HCl and how it is useful. Okay, we can see in more detail when we study in biology. We have seen about tooth decay, the cause of tooth decay, and how the animals and plants, they protect themselves through chemical warfare using acids, right, like bee sting and nettle leaves. Yes, so in this lecture we stop here. Okay, so what are the different areas that we cover today? So we have covered definition of acids and bases based on H plus and OH minus concentrations. We have seen what is pH, right, what is pH scale. We have seen a universal indicator, how we can measure the strength of acids or base using universal indicator, using the pH value. And lastly, we have seen the importance of pH in everyday life. Now, this last topic, which is importance of pH in everyday life, is very, very important. So make sure that you are very good in this particular topic, that is importance of pH in everyday life. Thank you.